Welcome to the Junk Drawer Chronicles. The junk drawer for a neurotypical is a drawer. For a neurodivergent, it's a room, and my room is the garage. Full of crap. But crap that I need, because I say so. This is what the garage looked like on the 14th of March 2025, when I decided we were going to clean it up over the weekend. It took a lot longer than the weekend. Spoiler alert. Because in order to sort the garage, you actually need space to sort into, and that required cleaning all the rest of the front yard and driveway. So this is actually sorting the driveway, which I thought at the time would be the smallest and easiest start. I was wrong. So in a minute, I will be driving off with the 14-year-old to deliver some bricks. I didn't realise at the time exactly how much work the 11-year-old continued to do while we were gone. Also, I apologise for the fact the camera kept moving. It was a bit windy and we kept knocking it. And as it was the first time recording, we were just kind of guessing, really. And also that's why there's also random jumps, because who charges a camera before you start recording? That's just ridiculous. So by this stage, we have forgotten to hit record a few times and randomly walked off a few times, and I think I've lost my gloves about 1,000 times. But we keep going and keep coming back, so that's always a good start. The 14-year-old has given up for the day because his job was moving all the bricks into the back of the car from earlier, and the 11-year-old has also given up because it's too hot. By this stage, I'm running out of steam a little bit, and the chaotic nature of ADHD starts to show more, in that I don't actually finish anything. I keep going back and forth, lose my gloves a couple of times, pick up the rake a few times, I'm just everywhere. I don't seem to be doing much at all, but I felt really busy all the time. So there was the rake again, and again, and then I'm just going to stand and watch. I've got Jack back to do all the plants and gardens and heavy lifting, because I kill plants, so I wanted them to live. I think now I'm just randomly going around, and I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. I feel like at some point I just disappeared for a while and came back. Oh look, I don't feel so bad. Jack kind of just stood there and looked around. Side note, he's also ADHD. We all are. It's a very chaotic household, but we make it work. And a lot of that is trial and error. What works for us might not work for you, and what works for you won't work for us necessarily. What we do tend to do a lot is what I call the pile method, in that we sort wherever we are into piles. If we clean the house, in the lounge room, we'll sort everything into the room that's meant to go in, dump it in the room it's meant to go in, and then when you get to that room, you put it away. It does help us not get quite so distracted and do 50 jobs at once. If you don't leave the room until the end, you tend to finish that room better than if you were in and up and down and round and, oh look, there's some other job that we want to do. This day I really wanted to get this area sorted, all the plants on the left and potted into the bigger pots and all that, so that the next day we could get the area directly in front of the house sorted, so that in theory during the week we could start making piles of all the stuff out of the garage. That didn't quite happen because, as I said earlier, it ended up being 40 odd degrees for most of the week, and after working full day I was not going to spend a couple of hours in 40 degree weather, so that went on the back burner. I was also very determined not to get distracted by putting retic in and fixing the brick paving and a whole lot of other side quests, because they can all come later. the aim really was to get it all set up to start the garage. It is really hard to stay on track when everybody has a different idea of what we were going to get done, but we managed pretty well, and I was quite happy with what we achieved on this day. So after a quick sweep and the camera died, this is what we were left with. I'm very happy with the results, especially with where we started. It does not currently look like this, but it did on that day, and I was happy.